Great day, great day, great day, great day, everyone, great day. This is April 17th, 2022. And I just want to say we are here to share we're here to share and ask the question, who are the chosen ones? Who are the chosen ones? Who are the chosen ones? Well, anyone who chooses the path that brings the most illumination. Let me say that again. The chosen ones are the ones that actually choose or have chosen the path to illumination. What does that mean? The path of illumination is actually making a conscious, intentional, and willful decision to connect to their higher self or connect to the whole self. You already are of a high frequency being chosen, or being the one who has chosen to do that which is in your nature. See, like there's a nature to all of nature. Every aspect of nature has its characteristics. All of nature has its characteristics. And it's not a genderized one. It's not one of gender. It's one of harmony, balance, synchronicity. So those who are the chosen ones are the ones who have chosen harmony, balance, centeredness, and an intentional will to remember, rejoin, put back together the parts of you that appears to be dislocated. So now I speak the way I speak because I'm not here to insult the souls that are or that have chosen to do what? Rejoin themselves, recollect themselves, put the whole of themselves back together. Because in the environment that we've come through, and been a part of, it is divine. It is the best possible environment for you to come to terms with realization, or the realization of who you already are. And so this environment is a catalyst, is a prodder, is a encouragement, because you know that you are better than this. Not better than anything or anyone, but better than the environment that you've had to come through. And believe you me, we've come through it. See, what you're seeing is the remnants of that which is trying to hold on to itself. And it needs you to do that. And you're no longer there. See, we've been conditionally programmed to focus on what we see with the physical eye, touch, taste, smell, the sensors, if you will, that are material, that are but they're not the essence. The essence you cannot see. The essence comes from a place in a dark space, but out of the darkness comes the light. So you have to go back to the darkness to get the light. And so the chosen ones are the ones that choose to take their journey. The chosen ones are the ones that actually sincerely dedicate themselves to the authenticity of the oneness that you already are. To want to remember. Not only want to, but do. Not by trickery, foolery, trying to impress somebody. The chosen ones don't care if you believe in them. They're not looking to lead you. You are your own leader. There is no one that can lead you anyway. You can choose to follow, but they're not leading you. There's an inner GPS that is giving you instruction, and you either following it or you're not. And if it tells you, or if you tell yourself to follow the leader, which is a game, Simon Says is a game, Monopoly is a game, you think about it. We've been inundated by childish games. And so you have to be mature enough to accept the fact of where you are. Know it and claim all of you. Not the part that makes you feel good and fuzzy, warm and fuzzy. All of you. If you're having dark thoughts, well, where are they coming from? Get to the source. Find out where you're the source. So find out why you're thinking something that you don't really care to think about. You're influencing or been influenced by something. The chosen ones choose and take responsibility for the choices that they make. It's not about who said you should. It's about what you know you should. See, the integrity already baked in. Respectability already baked in. Knowledge of self already baked in. The moralistic aspect of that which was shared in the Bible wasn't for you. You already got what you need. You came here. Matter of fact, you chose to be here. Dig that. In this time, right now, you chose to be here. And you chose to be here because your compassion was such that so intensely engaged that you want to support and do your best to help that which is in need of help. Now again, it's not a forcible thing. It's not an automatically you got to do. Divinity is. There's no other way to look at it. It just is. There's no real concerns about if it will succeed, because remember, eternity, infinity, it is yours. This is eternal. None of this, the real things don't fade. The truth of the all that you already are will never fade. You are, this is, divinity is a fail-safe system that never fails. Never. Ever. This is not a fly-by-night, a fad. Well, this is the new thing today, or this is the. So let me breathe. I get a little excited. I could do my exciting voice. Yeah, this is about to get to water. Yeah, I could do a voice, to do voiceovers, give you an exciting sounding voice, and really put a lot of invoked a lot of emotion in it and all that kind of stuff. And to some extent, I do. However, it's coded and encrypted. Only those who are vibrating at such a level can receive certain energetic waves of sound. And it's not always taken in by your physical auditory function. You have a spiritual auditory function. You have a spiritual eye that sees far, far beyond your physical eye. You can smell smells that are not immediately in your present, but comes through the mind's eye of imagination. Let me say that again. You can smell smells that come through the mind's eye of your imagination. This is how powerful we are. And we are that which is, because we are that which is. We are reflections of that which is in many different varying hues, shades, you name it, we are it. So I give thanks. I give thanks. Nothing but gratitude. Because I chose to be here. So I'm not going to find fault in you or anything. What I'm going to do is observe it and keep it moving. I see it, and I'm unattached. Don't get me wrong, we have feelings. The compassion sometimes branches and goes into an emotional level that sometimes is more deeper or more profound or uncontrollable. That happens. That's a part of where we are and who we are. However, the choice is always and has always been yours. Mine. You, me, we as one with Source. We've always had the choice. But in the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy, you always had a choice. You always had a. You could have went home anytime you decided. Click your heels 3 times. You could have left here. This is who and what we are. No, not Dorothy. We have the choice. We have the but now get it, let's be clear. Trying to play with this is cool, but trying to play with your own self might not be so. Why? Because there must be a genuine, authentic relationship between you and that which you already are, seated outside of this space. No, you're not separate. Everything is connected. However, there's a cord. There's a cord that connects you to the center of all that is. You have your own perspective. You have your own angle of light. Everybody does. Now, some of us have chosen to do a magnanimous and wondrous type thing. It doesn't mean that other choices are not as fulfilling but they are not you. Everybody plays a part. Everybody has a part to play in your journey. And everybody's reflective of some aspect of you that's showing up as you journey back to yourself. It's a remembrance. It's a reacquaintance. That's what's, if you want to say, missing. That which has been missing is the relational value that we have with that which is the unseen. See, we've not even messed with that because we've been told to be afraid of it, and it's evil, and it's dark, and dark means bad, and everything that you can't see, you can't control it, and since you can't control it, then it's going to do you harm and it's going to hurt you. Divinity is not here to harm. You are not here to harm. The divine self that is the all that is, the self that is expressing itself as everything that is not here to hurt you. Nothing. You've been told from someone, well, let's get it straight. You've been told and given stories, theories, propaganda, theologies, mythologies, fables, which is fine when you put them in their proper perspective, and that's for you to know the principles that are involved, because that's what they're for. All of that which has been given as actual phenomenon or fact were in fact a way to creatively express principles that, should you make the choice to deal with and want to share in and participate in and engage yourself in, these principles is what will bring you the fruits, the wealth, the abundance. But they're principles. They weren't people. There's nobody coming to save you from anything unless it be you. And you're not going to save yourself. You're only going to reawaken to yourself. And once you do that, all your power will be restored. However, not to take out vengeance, not to go back and prove something to somebody, an ego trip, and be it a narcissistic fool with power, because you have the power, but you can't be foolish with it. And it's not really about doing anything to anyone as much as it's more about making sure that you are liberated. That's really what this all boils down to. The whole situation that was set up is to keep you captive, mentally, physically, morally, ethically, and any other way, financially, economically. That's what this is all about. Now you have the power to release yourself from it. Now, how do you do that? With discipline, with sincerity, with genuine, consistent, truthful, honest, respectability, integrity. This stuff is baked in. All you have to do is uncover it. That's all you have to do is uncover it. It's already here. It's already in you. This is not something that, you got to go find, and you need a guru. Somebody got to tell you. You need to show me. Well, what did you do? Well, let me show you this spell, and let me show you. You are the spell. Well, let me get the, what's the magic word? You're the magic word. The encrypted, encoded codings of light frequencies that you can decipher, that you can understand, understand, and overstand at a higher frequency is the solution. However, you have to be sincere. Playing a role and acting like you want to do something, or acting like, for all the reasons that are not your own, is not going to get it done. You are the team. You are the coach. You are the front office. You are the owner. You are definitely the master. However, there has to be balance with all of the positions that you play in your own story. There has to be balance. So in order for you to be balanced in your own story, sincerely, honestly, you have to be real. It's not about being real with me or whoever. It's about being real with yourself. How sincere are you about what you say you desire? And is the desire based in anything real? Because the world that you've been brought up in is like trying to satisfy a fantasy. It's not really real. You can touch it and feel it and all of that, but that's crystallization of energetic resonance that has been appearing to be like it's a light show, and its appearance is not what it seems, or not what it really is. So if you're dependent on your physical eyes to define for you what it is or isn't, you're playing the wrong game. Those rules don't apply anymore. So I'm not here to break it down and go from the ABCs to the 1, 2, 3s and give you all the answers. You have the answers. You have to want to know them, so you have to search. You have to call upon your all of you, the whole of you, to give you what it is that you're seeking with sincerity. It's not about who tells you, what so-and-so said, so now they're responsible for what you do based on what they said. You're doing something. That's not how this works anymore. That's the old paradigm. You have to trust in yourself, not believe, know. How do you know? You have to experience going through the daily, you can call it a ritual or rituals, daily rituals of engagement with the all that you already are in, through, and outside of your vessel. The body that you have is a conduit for light frequencies, light codes. That's all your brain does all day long, is process energy, different forms of it, different levels of it, different vibratory frequencies. That's all you do all day. That's all this is. This is not, now you choose to want glamour, and you choose to want to be stuck on stupid, that's a choice. It's not a good or a bad one. It's just, hey, maybe you want to stay asleep. Maybe you don't want, that's fine. But I'm not talking to those who are not the chosen ones. Plain and simple. So this message is not going to reach a lot of people. I'm okay with that. I don't really care. In essence, this is for me. I get a chance to record myself processing energies that's flowing through me in real time right now. That's what I get out of this. You know, I'm not asking for a dime. I mean, if you want to, projects coming up, I'm doing stuff, of course, I'm going to continue to do stuff as I've always done. You know, when you get to know who I am, and you'll see, I'm just not somebody who's wanting to be seen and known for this or that. You know, that ain't really what's going on with me. My energetic resonance and the frequencies that I'm able to attain ain't really got nothing to do with you. Whether you support, follow, like, it's not going to stop or keep me going. I'm inspired to do it because so and so. I get nice calls. I get very encouraging words via email and different things like that, and that's wonderful. I'm grateful for that, but it is clear to me that this journey, this walk, is one of solitude. It's not one that's, everybody gonna be in the trenches with you. It's not one where, you're gonna get everybody to go along with what you are talking about, or even understand what you're talking about, because again, this is a frequency. This is a level of frequency that everybody can't relate to. Why? Because they're not allowing themselves the freedom to vibrate outside of the box that they've been put in. See, there's a lot of people who genuinely don't like themselves. You don't get to know if you can like yourself. You don't get to know how you feel about yourself if you don't spend time with and engage in your thoughts and go in and like the garden. You got to prune and pull out the dead and the weeds, and this is on a regular basis. And so if you don't want to do that, and you think that that ain't that big of a deal, or ain't nobody gonna pay you for it, so I don't want to do that because I ain't no money in it. That's a choice. You can make whatever choice divinity has the right to their own sovereign state, and that includes your mind. So whatever it is you believe or want to believe, the time has passed for believing. You now must know. Here's what I know, or at least one thing anyway. They talked about this guy Einstein. I'm sure you've heard of him. So now Einstein was famous for the theory of relativity. Big deal, made it sound really super fantastic. Now, guess what? That theory is old. It has no value now. And guess what? It was a theory. A theory ain't real. You know that, right? This is maybe possibly a projected idea of something that could be, that they would like to be, and they'll do and pontificate and make the numbers make it make sense. it's not real. The theory of relativity speaks to, in this time, today, what is relative to what? You. Because it's always been about you. You've always been the source. In the Matrix, they told you was a battery. Well, what is a battery but a conductive electrical device generating energy, or being drawn from energy drawn from it? The battery powers things up. So what do you think you are? So this theory of relativity speaks to how something is relative or the lack thereof. So your perspective is relative to the way you process the information. It may work for you, it may not work for me. So I can tell you what I did and how I did it and what I should, and you should do. No, that's not how this works anymore. We have to be in tune with the times, not what the society says, but the times of our natural environment. And we're in a different environment, family. One that speaks more succinctly with energy, frequency, and vibration. So my energy is one thing. What you see is one thing. What my energy may be is something else. However, that which is in your heart is going to reveal the truth. And that's what has been opening up in this cycle that we're in now. The heart, most people, if not all, well, I won't say all, but most people in the series of their walk in this realm has been operating from below the heart chakra. Now that the heart chakra is opening up, there's more illumination that is being synchronized above the heart chakra. That's why those of us who know who we are can communicate on a heightened level. Not a heightened level in the sense that it's better or it's more or it's just clarity. It's just clarity. Everybody has exposure to the same environment. Everybody don't process it the same. There's many levels of processing whatever information in any given time. So again, there's the theory of relativity. Relative to how you think, what you're used to, your environment, the way you came up, your childhood, all of these things are factors that matter to the individual. Might not matter to me, might not matter to somebody else, but they matter. All things matter. And they're all connected to whatever moment you find yourself in. So you're in the center of a mall with 10,000 people, and you all have different experiences, but you're seeing the same thing. Those are part of your. They are part of your environment, whether you know them or not. Everything they're connected to you. The connection is that moment for whatever it was that you all witnessed. And just like 10 people could walk in a room and look at a painting, abstract as it might be, some may see a bicycle, some may see a person, some may see we look up at the clouds, formation of clouds. It looks like they're showing pictures, or it's like, again, it's relative to the processes by which the individual is able to not just process, but comprehend. They comprehend the process of how this light encoding or this encrypted information is hitting the light or the angle that's coming in. Everybody's processing abilities. Some are more skillful than others. Some are more agile than others. And these apply to any and every aspect of your being. It's not just about how bad you can dunk a ball skill level. It's not about how great of an engineer you are, and how you erect this building. It's on every single solitary level that you can imagine, and then on levels you cannot imagine. That's why it's called the quantum field of possibilities. Your consciousness utilizes that quantum field of possibilities, and these scientists and the laboratory gurus and junkies, they don't know how quantum physics work. They're right now scampering away trying to figure out and create something to give to you so you can feel less than what you are. Well, this is a quantum computer. You don't quite think this fast. No. They've not invented or can invent anything that will surpass the technology that you already possess. However, you have to be sincere and genuinely interested in liberating yourself. Not about what somebody said and being a part of the group, and I want to be loved and I need someone to share this with. Okay, that's a choice. If you're making choices that's dependent on anything outside of you, good luck. Because this is a process that goes on within. And it expands. And it will expand. And it is expanding in all things. So if you're choosing to gravitate to a high frequency of resonance, which joins you with your ancestors that you breathe life into because they live in you, then that's a choice, baby. And that's what's going to liberate you. However, if you think you can't because they said you can't, or you think that can't be done because nobody else has done it, and you're saying your divinity is a lie. What you think? Again, Einstein said, imagination trumps everything. Now, he didn't say, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that's pretty much what he said when he said it. You can look it up. Imagination trumps everything. Your consciousness, along with your imagination, can take you places that you'll never have enough money to take and go and get. Your abundance is not based in anything you've been conditioned and programmed to think that it is. And dare I say, it has nothing to do with what you see. Yet you are abundant. You are abundant. Not only are you abundant, you are the abundance. So we have to take hold, what they say, grab the bull by the horns kind of thing. And whether you stumble or not, stumbling don't mean being unsuccessful. Stumbling just means you're moving and keep it moving. See, we're not here to prove to those who want to do away with you anything. We're not here to play their games. Unless you want to play, but don't forget you're playing. It's a game. Don't try to act like, oh, this is real. I got to get serious because this is my livelihood. If your livelihood is contingent upon what someone else can do or is doing for you, so you think, and you don't really put the power in the hands of the person that's really doing it, and that's you, that's the confusion. That's part of the illusion. You're the one that makes the decision to do or not to do, even if you don't like it. Even if you don't like you, we have to take responsibility for the choices that we're making in our life, regardless of whether they are healthy, wholesome. That's a part of seeing yourself fully. That's a part of how you embrace the all of you. You're not going to be able to take parts and pieces of you anywhere. You have to come back the way you left. And you're whole. You're whole 100%. And so the yin and the yang of all things, they put it in masculine and feminine. Okay, fine. But it's not people. It is not characteristics. One goes in, the other draws you in. Now you figure out. That's everything. The way your skin function, the way your eyes function, the way your brain, everything is yin and yang. One projects in, the other draws you in. So we have to, and I'm using plain, simple terms. I'm not trying, listen, because it's not about me trying to teach you, because it's just an insult to the soul that you already are. Talking about I'm teaching you something. Ain't nobody that ever you sat down and listened to has taught you a doggone thing. Now they may have helped to turn on some switches to your memory, and then you take the wheel or take it upon yourself to go and do something to experience more of that which you have interpreted as what they provided, but they ain't teach you nothing. You're not taught anything in a book. You're given some protocols and some theorems and then you memorize them. You go and to take a test is based on memory. You haven't had no experience with those things. Unless you went to the zoo and you touched animals and you really fed the goats or whatever, unless you have an experience with that which you're reading, you haven't learned anything. That's not you. You're not being taught. What you are doing is you're having experiences with the self that you are uncomfortable with or know nothing about or forgot about or what have you, and then they call it an epiphany. You're reminded, okay, yeah, I can do it this way. I don't have to do it that way. That's why I'm not here to paint a picture in your mind to get you to do it the way I did this and I did that, because I won't really say I did anything other than realized that I have to be real with myself. My environment, how I came up, and start unpacking it and then finding out what is pissing me off, what makes me angry, what's this, what's that. How come I feel this way when somebody said this? And they don't know me, but I'm feeling a certain way about something they're saying. Why am I feeling? What is it? It's on you. And if you choose to do it, cool. If you don't choose to do it, cool. It don't really matter, because what's happening with the environment that we're in it's like that's exactly what it is. Like a black hole. There's so much centrifugal force. There's so much of magnetism. It's going to pull you in. You can't really resist it. You can fight as long as you can, but it's not, fighting is not going to get you there. You're going to get drawn in. And so you want to prepare yourself. You want to prepare yourself, and not like prepare yourself like you can physically do something. You want to prepare your mind. You want to prepare that aspect of you that is the subconscious aspect of yourself that is in line with the all that you are outside of this space. You're still connected. You just don't know how connected you are. And so processing energies, whether they are right, wrong, indifferent, you determine what they are. I don't tell you it's wrong for you to do something, but I do it, and it's okay for me, or vice versa. We don't have the formulas for one another. That is the divine promise and the sacred sanctity that is within us all. No one else has access to your codes or the keys to unlock the encrypted information, the light codes that are going to harmonize you to the all that you already are. No one else has access to that. They've been doing it, they've been searching for it for hundreds of years, maybe even thousands. They know who you are, and they fear you, melanated ones. Yeah, I didn't say that, but I'm the melanin man, aka a voice of consciousness, the melanin man.